shortfalls and little sins.
Around the time when I was 3, I was tired of being lied to. I wanted to read for myself, and I was determined to do so. I learned how to read and write through many different methods and continued to teach myself for many years. By the time I started kindergarten, I was already reading books like The Backside Children and Judy Jones, as well as writing in cursive.
Jordan is an exceptional reader and an exceptional writer. I would rank her among the top in her class. When I had her for English 9 first trimester, she was amazing, finished with nothing other than A's on pretty much every assignment. She was exceptional. So I would rank her among the top of her class.
In both kindergarten and first grade, I pretty much co-taught the class, especially when it had to do with any type of literature. Because of this, I did reading tests with Miss Dickinson and special readings with Miss Humphreys. In second grade, my class was mixed with third graders, and I was put into the highest third grade reading group, where we read Ringer. In preschool, when the teacher would read to us, I got bored and didn't want to be around everyone, so I wandered off to read by myself. Instead of playing with the other kids, I would read in a corner or in the sandbox. I never wanted to make friends either. During both moves, I read or wrote alone instead of getting to know the other students. I did make friends from similar reading interests, though. I got to know some of my very good friends from the Chronicles of Vladimir Todd, written by Heather Brewer. I've also always been able to write what I think and feel better than trying to speak it aloud, despite my poor spelling capabilities. Literacy has always been my preferred method of social activity. I've never been too comfortable with people in real life, so I became characters in books to interact with in the written world. Because I'm so unsociable, I've been bullied and harassed my entire life. Escaping the real world into the written one has also been my method of coping with everything. I'd leave my stressful, overwhelmed life into one that I could handle easily because I was only a heartfelt bystander. I got away from the bullying, my family issues, and so on to experience how other people felt and lived their lives. I became a character from someone's imagination instead of being myself, and that's how I've always felt safe. As I got older and my life got harder for me to handle, my literacy interests changed drastically. I went from listening to happy, upbeat music to bands that I could relate to and understand, such as Black Veil Brides and Simple Plan. I used to read and write fantasy, but now it includes realistic fiction that I relate to on a much higher level. I also started reading manga for the visual effect, like Bakuman and Death Note. I listen and write darker poetry and close myself off from people even more, turning completely to literacy. Some literary activities I partook in did mean being around people, though. I was okay with that for the most part. I was in the school band throughout 6th and 7th grades, playing the trumpet in the French room. I would be in the high school band now if my eyesight didn't prevent me from doing so. In 7th and 8th grade, I was also in poetry club with Miss Wachowski and Mrs. Castle. There, I let my words fly across the pages, not caring what anyone else thought. I guess I never needed to take such precautions, since I've had 4 poems published since 5th grade. My summers after 7th and 8th grade were also filled with such activities, because my cousin and I took summer classes at the Trenton Theater. We wrote many skits, plays, and monologues over the course of 6 weeks, performing one per class and the final presentation in July. Many people have impacted my literary development, inspiring me and encouraging my talents over the years. From my family, there's my Sito, who was never too busy to listen to my imaginative stories and adding her own thoughts to them. There's also my grandfather, who always supplied me with books and showing me different ways of writing. My unofficial teacher, Mrs. Udoy, encouraged me in many ways. She always wanted to hear my next idea and never let me give up on any of them. My friend Peter also influenced me more than I could ever imagine. The first thing he'd always ask wasn't "How are you?" but "How's your writing coming?" If he felt I wasn't progressing as I should, he'd figure out why and do anything he could to fix it. Like Mrs. Udoy, he never let me give up on any idea that wound its way into my head. Heather Brewer is another inspiration to my writing. Like myself, she didn't have the most pleasant childhood, but reached her dream of being a well-known author and a hero to many people. I got to meet her in Ann Arbor for a book signing with a few friends, and that was the best thing that could have happened to me at the time. She gave me wonderful tips for my own writing, and again, I was inspired to never give up on my aspirations. I want my future in literacy to take me to my goals. I wish to become an English teacher, teaching everyone I can and all I've learned since the very beginning, and help kids get through life and never give up. Through my writing, I want to connect to people and show them that they're not alone in any situation they may be in. I like to hope that one day I'll be someone else's inspiration, as well as being respected by my friends and family for never giving up on my goals as a writer.